For decades, Will Smith was Hollywood's golden boy, the man who could do no wrong. Box office king, Grammy winner, family man, role model, he built a career on charm, discipline, and an almost superhuman ability to make everything look effortless. But behind the perfectly polished smile was a truth he carried alone. A truth he hid from Hollywood, from the world, and sometimes even from himself. Before the fame, Will was a kid from West Philly who learned early how to survive chaos by being the funny one, the cheerful one, the fixer. His childhood was shaped by the pain of watching his father struggle with addiction, anger, and instability. In his memoir, Will admitted that what Hollywood saw as confidence was actually a mask, one forged to protect his family and himself. "I became the entertainer," he wrote, "because making people laugh kept the peace. It wasn't ambition, it was survival." That same instinct followed him into fame. As the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air exploded, so did the expectations. Will became the guy who never said no, who always gave 150%, who had to be the best at everything. Every movie, every interview, every award show was a performance, not of acting, but of emotional perfection. To the world, he was unstoppable. To himself, he was drowning. By the 2000s, Will had built an empire with blockbuster after blockbuster. But the pressure behind the curtain had grown unbearable. He pushed himself beyond exhaustion, terrified of failing publicly. He hid the toll it took, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the cracks appearing in his marriage, the fear of letting down millions of people who saw him as their hero. "I was trying to maintain an image," he later admitted, "not a life." Behind closed doors, he was breaking. His marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith became the center of whispered rumors and quiet struggles long before the world ever knew. They weren't just battling tabloids, they were battling the weight of expectations, the pressure to appear perfect, and the fear that honesty would shatter the empire they built together. Will carried guilt, shame, and confusion, but buried it all under more work, more achievements, more smiling for cameras that never stopped watching. The truth Will tried to hide wasn't scandal. It was pain. He struggled with the feeling that success wasn't filling the emptiness inside him, that applause couldn't silence the fear that he wasn't enough. He chased bigger movies, bigger paychecks, bigger dreams, hoping the next accomplishment would finally make him feel whole. But it never did. And then came the breaking point, the moment at the 2022 Oscars when years of buried emotion finally erupted. Millions saw the slap. Few saw the man unraveling under decades of pressure, unresolved trauma, and the impossible burden of being perfect. After the fallout, Will finally said what he had kept hidden. "I was hurting. I was lost. I needed help." What Will Smith hid from Hollywood wasn't darkness. It was humanity. The world mistook his pain for arrogance, his vulnerability for failure. But for the first time in his career, Will stopped performing and started healing. Today, he's rebuilding. Slower, quieter, more honestly. He's confronting the wounds from his childhood, repairing relationships, and reclaiming the parts of himself he abandoned for fame. He's learning to live not as a superstar, but as a man trying to find peace. The truth Will Smith hid for years is the same truth so many people hide. Even the strongest people break. Even the brightest stars burn out. And sometimes falling apart is the only way to finally rise again.